Do you want to get even more from your Canon camera? Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing some features and tips that you just may have missed. Welcome to the Photo Genius channel. Hi, Paul here from Photo Genius. Welcome to my channel where I like to post regular photography tutorials where I share tips and tricks all designed to help you get more from your digital camera. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on future videos. Now, I'm a firm believer in getting the most from a camera, so understanding what the buttons and dials do I think is a good idea. For example, learning how to change things like shutter speed, aperture and ISO is probably a good place to begin. Now in this video I'm going to share with you some really cool tips that you may just have missed, but I've also created a playlist just for Canon photographers that you also might want to check out, and I'll put a link in the description below this video and also at the end of this tutorial. Now, one of the many things that I love about Canon cameras is the design and the layout. It's easy to navigate around and it's pretty easy to change the key camera functions. For example, if I wish to change the ISO setting on this camera, I've got an ISO button. I press it, I turn the dial on the top of the camera, I'm changing the ISO. If I want to adjust the aperture, there's an AV button. That stands for aperture value. This means if I hold down that button and turn the same dial, I'm changing the aperture value. And the shutter speed, well, this is the easiest of the lot to adjust because all you've got to do is turn the dial on the top of the camera and now you're changing your shutter speed. But of course, there are many other features of the camera that may not be so obvious, and that's where this video comes in. I want to share with you 5 really cool tips and features on the Canon DSLR cameras that you may have missed, and these will hopefully help you get more from your digital camera. Now, to kick things off, this first tip is going to make adjusting some of the camera features quicker, easier and more efficient. As mentioned, this camera has buttons for changing most of the camera's key functions. So if I press ISO, for example, I can select and change the ISO using the buttons on the back of the camera. I'm going to select 100 ISO and press the set button to lock it in. But what you may not know is that you can also change settings using the dial on the top of the camera. So if I now press ISO and turn the dial, I can again select and change the ISO. Now this can be a real time saver, particularly if you wish to change a function that doesn't have a dedicated button. So as an example, if I wish to change the camera's picture styles, I start by pressing the Q button. I then press set, and then choose the option I want, which in this case is monochrome. If you're unfamiliar with the term, this means the camera will now shoot black and white images. Now let's just rewind and do that again and count how many buttons I had to press. I start by pressing the Q button. I then press set and then choose the option I want, which in this case is monochrome. So that was a total of 9 button presses. Now a more effective way of doing the same thing is to press Q and then simply turn the dial on the top of the camera, selecting M for monochrome and pressing the set button to lock it in. Now, if you're not sure what the term overexposure means, it basically means your image is too bright. This means your camera's recorded too much light. Now, there is a way in which you can keep an eye on this and monitor your exposure levels. And that's where tip number 2 comes in. Here is an image that I took with this Canon camera of a pelican landing on water. Now, to check the image for overexposure, we can look at both the histogram and the highlight alert. Now, to see these, all you need to do is press the display button a couple of times, and this is what you should see. Here we have the image, the camera settings, and the histogram. Now, with the histogram, midtones are in the center, shadows and blacks are to the left, with highlights and whites to the right. Now, whilst we can see a very slight overexposure, which is shown as a small peak over on the far right of the histogram, you may have also spotted that part of the image is flashing. This is called highlight alert and is a quick and efficient way to check for overexposure. So I recommend using this feature to check your images on the go, and if you notice some parts of the image are flashing, it simply means you may want to consider adjusting your exposure and taking another shot. Which brings us nicely to our next tip. At the very beginning of this video, I mentioned the AV button. This stands for aperture value. When the camera's in the manual mode, holding down the AV button and turning the dial on the top of the camera allows me to change the aperture value. But this button has another role to play, and this is exposure compensation. Now this works when you're using the priority modes, and on the Canon, the two priority modes are shutter priority, which is TV on the dial, and aperture priority, which is AV on the dial. When you're using these modes, if you hold down the AV button and turn the dial, you're actually changing the exposure compensation. And this is a great feature. This is tip number 3. To use exposure compensation, the first thing I'm going to do is get out of the manual mode and choose one of two priority modes. I'm going with shutter priority, which is TV on the mode dial on the top of the camera. Now the way this works is because it's shutter priority, if I turn the dial on the top of the camera, I can change the shutter speed. And the camera looks after the aperture. So the moment I press the shutter button halfway down, the camera finds an aperture that will work. I can adjust the shutter speed at any time and the camera finds an aperture that suits. This is a great mode. Now where exposure compensation comes in is it allows me to make my images slightly brighter or darker simply by holding down the AV button and dialing to the right if I want a brighter image or to the left if I want a darker image. -1 is one stop underexposed and +1 is one stop overexposed. So now when I press the shutter button lightly, the camera will choose a different aperture based on what I want, which at the moment is a one stop overexposure. So currently any image I take will be overexposed by one stop. Of course I can change this at any time by holding down the AV and turning the dial. Going back to 0 resets you back to the default. So before I move on to the next tip, I just want to ask a very quick favor, and that is if you're enjoying the video and you're enjoying the tips that I share, please give this video a thumbs up. All you've got to do is click on the like button. You should find it somewhere down here. It really does make a difference. It helps support the channel, helps the videos get noticed, and I really appreciate it. Okay, let's move on to tip number 4, which is all about ISO. ISO is one of 3 ways in which we can control how much light the camera records, and on most Canon cameras there is an ISO button. So changing the ISO is as easy as pressing the button and then using the left or right button to select which ISO you want. But as I demonstrated earlier in the video, we can also press the ISO button and turn the dial on the top of the camera to select the ISO and then press set to lock it in. Now here's a really neat trick. There is a flash button on the top of the camera. If I press it, then you'll see the flash will pop up. Now if you find you don't use the flash, you can set this button to change the ISO instead. To do this, choose Menu and select Custom Menus. Go down to Custom Functions. Then simply skip through the available options until you get to Flash Button Function. Press Set, choose ISO Speed and press Set again to finish. If I press the menu to clear the screen, you will now see that if I press the button on the top of the camera, I go straight to ISO settings where I can change the ISO using the dial. And what I like most about this is having the ability to change ISO just using my index finger. I don't need to touch any buttons on the back of the camera because pressing the shutter button halfway down also locks in your ISO selection. Now if you like using your camera's live view function, this next tip is for you. This selection of images I've taken over the past few months, and they all have something in common. They all follow the rule of thirds. Now this is a composition rule that I talk about in more detail in another video. Now a useful function that is often missed is the ability to display the rule of thirds grid lines when using live view. To turn this option on, all you need to do is to go into the camera's menu, choose the full thread camera tab and select grid display from the options below. Select grid 1, which follows the rule of thirds, and press set. Now when you turn on live view, you will see the grid lines. These will help you keep your verticals vertical, your horizons horizontal, and of course it's a reminder to consider the rule of thirds. If you have enjoyed this video and would like to learn more, I've got another 7 really cool photography tips I'd love to share with you. So if you'd like to see this video next, just click on the link up here and it'll take you straight to it. I'd like to say a big thank you for watching and for supporting my channel. Don't forget to give the video a like if you enjoyed it, because it does help the videos get noticed. Make sure you are subscribed and you hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. And I do try to post new videos every single week. If you'd like to leave a comment, question, or just say hi, the comment section is down below. And that's it. All that's left is for me to say thanks for watching. Hope to see you again sometime soon. See ya. Bye.